Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring Luxus's guide to Kitsadria. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this supplement for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, covering this species of fox-like tricksters, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to take a look at the Petal Knight subclasses. The Petal Knight, of course, is not a core character class. You can purchase it from the same publisher. Please check out the link in the description. When you take your second level as a Petal Knight, you can choose one of the following epithets, gaining its features at the levels listed. First, we have the Foxglove epithet. The Foxglove epithet manifests for natural wanderers and those who feel most at home in the depths of exotic territory. Naturally attuned to poisons and toxins, this epithet reveals a solitary, distant nature, best suited to exploring the world outside the reaches of civilization. You have features such as Toxic Smite. You cannot use this feature on the same attack that benefits from any other class feature with Smite in its name. When you hit a creature with a one-handed melee weapon attack, you can expand a packed spell slot to create a glowing purple miasma that follows your strike, causing that attack to deal extra poison damage, equal to 1d8 per slot level of the expanded spell slot. A target hit with this attack makes a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, they are poisoned for a certain amount of time, and repeat the saving throw at the end of each of their turns. On a success, the effect ends. On any further failures while under the effect, the creature takes 1d8 of poison damage. You also have the Venom epithet. You channel the power of poisons in each action you take. You obtain certain benefits such as becoming immune to poisoning, being immune to the effects of anything you breathe in, and your weapon attacks deal an additional 1d8 poison damage. Then there is the Creeping Death. If you hit a creature that is poisoned with a melee attack using a one-handed weapon, you can choose to spend a use of your Virtuous Flora to force them to make a Constitution saving throw. On a failure, your poison spreads instantly throughout their body and reduces them to 0 hit points. Even on a success, they still take 6d10 of poison damage instead. Then you have the Fox and Cub epithet. These blessed Petal Knights take on a radiant and nurturing role. They form a connection with the sun, and like it, they focus on powers that grant light, warmth, and nourishment to everything around them. Nature responds in kind, granting them powerful spells rooted in the earth they walk on. Let's talk about some of their features. You have the Golden Sun feature. When you are inside any source of magical darkness, a fox and cub flower made of glowing orange light blooms on your color, unless you consciously suppress it, which gives off light as though by the light spell, but can penetrate any magical darkness overlapping with the range of its bright light. Furthermore, you learn the light cantrip, and can cast it as a bonus action or reaction to being in darkness or dim light, creating a flower as described before. You also have the Cupfire light. As an action, you can envelop yourself in a warm radiant light for 1 minute, during which time golden spectral foxes prance and move around you. During this time, you gain the following benefits, all of which end when the effect expires. You can see invisible creatures within a certain distance of you, as if they were plainly visible. Each time you deal damage to a creature, they must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, spectral foxes follow and hinder them, reducing their movement speed by 10 feet, revealing their location if they were invisible, and granting all attackers advantage on attacks made against them. Once you use this feature, you cannot do so again until you finish a long rest, unless you spend a packed spell slot to do so. You also have the Regenerative Glow. At the start of each of your turns, you regain hit points equal to 5 plus your Constitution modifier if you have no more than half of your hit points left, as your wounds knit themselves closed with small golden threads of light. If you are exposed directly to sunlight, You gain this benefit regardless of how many hit points you have. You don't gain this benefit if you have 0 hit points or are poisoned. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about the Ranger subclasses. As you can see, when it comes to the Petal Knight subclasses or archetypes, they are quite thematic but also highly situational. The Foxglove isn't going to be too useful against enemies that cannot be poisoned. But you are also excellent when facing enemies that can poison you because of your immunities. Now when it comes to the Fox and Cub archetype, this one is a bit more flexible, mostly because of its utility and healing potential. Thank you for watching this part of the review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you, and see you later.